on the street, books in their hands. And so it's not something that has never been in Afghanistan. This is a reality. It was there. So if the Afghan people should refer to that period of time, that they would like to have that again. And the mandate of the NATO is currently to support the Afghan National Forces and the government to provide the security. The nations, the NATO is, or the US, you are saying they're coming and they're relying on that. That's something that it's reality, but the nation has to build up on whatever they have to move forward. And I mention it, and I don't want to use it as a mantra, but it is the education. And if it's the generation now, and it will take time till they become the adult and the generation that will have the rights to and the right tools to change the society, it will take the time. But supporting Afghanistan in their effort to build up their own governmental system and their national security forces and everything beyond that, including the education, that is the way to go. Because it was also mentioned here today that, or you mentioned it, what is the right thing for my country doesn't have to be right for that country, for that nation. So they have to find their own way, and we are there to assist.
Yeah. And I reported commanders when I was asking what the NATO missions to the Afghani commanders. They never, they don't say the word NATO. They just say the United States. So they are not comparing the Russia, the Soviet, with the NATO times. They're comparing the United States and the NATO, the Soviet times. So when I was there, it was the first time after the intervention of the Soviet. Now Soviet is giving like providing like the air vehicles, like the jet fighters and small light weapons. So now people say that interventionist Soviet left, and then Russia came with the friendship who is supporting the Afghan people. So it's very interesting also for the Russia to support the Afghani government. Also the India is another player there. It's very important because of the Pakistani problem. Now India is building and also giving support for the military issues.
Yeah. If I may add also another very important comment from you coming, the actors. Mm-hmm. There is also between NATO, UN and EU talk, staff talks, which also refer to the operation, that we are the actors there as well, but we need to coordinate. So that is another very important thing, that all the actors that are in the operation are coordinating and supporting each other. So, for example, one really strong problem lasting is the sexual and gender-related violence and the conflict-related sexual gender-based violence in Afghanistan, which UN has the leading role to help to prevent and write the right response measures. So, for example, NATO have adopted a year ago military guidelines how to support the UN mission in their effort. So this is the steps that are taken and hopefully are helping the situation, because we cannot, great example like you, we cannot help the women if they're being raped. And there were situations that the woman will ask NATO for solving that, for finding the perpetrator and execute the law. But that's not our mandate.
Yes,
that is the
government
who has to take care of it. but there are the other actors that can support the government to do it the right way. And even the gender advisors from the NATO were included in that process. One of the outcomes is the National Action Plan of Afghanistan, which is on the terms of 2015 to 2022. And this is the right way to go, to help, because on the street it is visual, it is visible, you see it, it's disturbing, and you don't know how to deal with it as a soldier. But the higher level is the way how to manage that it will become less and less seen on the street.
But what I really appreciate, it's your decision to be there exactly to break up the stereotypes that it's not possible to move as a woman through that society, that they are not cooperative, that it's amazing. At the end of the story, Anna has two female generals. We have to know that. So, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't know if it's working. This panel discussion lasted a bit longer, but I believe it was very helpful for each of us to have such, maybe I could say, different points of view. Thanks to our speakers, and also thanks to Vesna, Dr. Garb, and Kalman Misetovich for intervening with their stories and questions. I believe it will be helpful for NATO to hear such observations and stories from civilians like Ms. Seren, who went to Afghanistan, and vice versa, because when we exchange such observations and stories, it is helpful for each and one of us. Now we will have a 15-minute coffee break, and then we will proceed with our last panel for today. Thank you.
You can take it. I will get the
I wouldn't say that's a bad problem. It is probably miscommunication with our ambassador. It's not something that is
Moest er een probleem zijn bij
even at the airport. They asked if I'm allowed to travel.
Okay, what is this?
Yes.
Thank you.
Snimmt upp den på den. Şey çok vuruyor. Спрятали?
They told me, oh, it's amazing. Well, how did you approach them? Because you just studied quiet. I told them, you can approach people if you have some quality work behind yourself. You need just to be brave to speak your mind and to show off your quality.